namaste, and a very, very warm welcome to everyone. My name is Neelam Chawla. I lead a global mission on mental health awareness, where my mission is to bring conversations on mental wellness to the forefront across cultures and communities. Abhinav. So today I'm honored to be joined by Acharya Abhi Yogi, who is a spiritual guru, who is a leader of Sanatan Dharma. He's a mental health coach. He's a mine of knowledge, and so today I'm honored to be joined by him to explore how this wisdom can help us find balance in a restless modern world. So namaskar Acharya ji.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
To begin with, let me ask you the most basic yet a very profound question. What is Sanatan Dharma?
Sure. So, see, Sanatan Dharma is not a religion. It is an eternal way of living. It is an eternal way of living in harmony with the cosmic truth. And it is rooted in principles. It has its own principles like duty, which is we call as dharma in Hindi. We have karma, which is action. And then there is moksha, which is liberation. Now, in today's world, it's more about living consciously, right? With responsibility to self, with responsibility to the environment, with responsibility to the Mother Earth. And this is what the wisdom of Sanatan Dharma teaches us. This is what it tells us how to live in collaboration, in sync with the surroundings, with nature, with harmony, with everything. And many people think it's very ritualistic, but that's again, I would say half truth. It has its rituals which have come over ages, but it is not just the rituals alone. It is a very timeless wisdom and a guidance of how to live, which was relevant thousands of years ago as well, and is still relevant in the modern world. So I call it the timeless wisdom guide, how to live in this universe where you have come, and what are the purposes of life. That is explained in Sanatan Dharma. It's not any kind of a religion. It's not too ritualistic. It is very open-ended. You can approach it from many paths. The paths are so many. You can go to any guru, and you can even make nature your guru. I don't think so any other religion gives that, or any other practice gives that level of flexibility as Sanatan Dharma. And at the same time, it is not something that you need to go and convert yourself or something. You are all born with it. I believe everybody on this planet is a Sanatani. Whether they have adopted different religion is a different thing, but everybody when they are born are taught to how to live in harmony with the nature. It's up to them.
So this is the essence of life basically, and it's like you said, it's a way of life.
Absolutely.
So just moving from there, I know that the Gita, our Bhagavad Gita says that mind is both our best friend and your worst enemy at the same time. Now, Sanatan Dharma often compares the mind to a restless monkey, jumping from one branch to another. Do you see this restlessness as a weakness to control or as an energy that can be transformed into strength?
See, energy is always raw, right? And energy can be transformed, as you rightly pointed out. Now, in this case, the mind, which is the monkey, needs to be tamed. I'll give you a very good example. Any monkey can be very mischievous, but if you start training them, they become very agile, they become very quick, they can be very creative also. As has been seen that monkeys can copy humans. They can copy each and every action of human. So how is that possible? Because the monkey or the mind is being trained. So it's about the task is not to kill the monkey. The task is to train the monkey, make it your friend, and then channel the energy through it. And what are the mechanisms in Sanatan Dharma to train this monkey or the mind? Meditation, mantra sadhana, swadhyay, which is self-study, and then these practices transform this restlessness of the mind into insight, into creativity, into wisdom, which is timeless, and that is Sanatan Dharma. So if you start training this mind, the restlessness starts to decrease and the peace starts to come, and that's where I believe the weakness becomes a strength. that the mind which was troubling you will start to give you the peace that you are looking for, and that will become your strength, because that will help you make better decisions, that will help you take your thought process will be very positive. You will not be distracted by the noise or anything negative, because your mind is trained to completely filter it out, like like a microphone can filter all kinds of sounds and take only the sounds which are coming, right? So similarly, you can train the mind, and it can do that kind of a function as well.
So in essence, I think you are saying that we can actually control it and make and steer it in the direction that we want rather than it controlling us. That's
Absolutely.
beautifully explained.
Yes.
Now, also, the Bhagavad Gita teaches us equanimity to remain calm in both success and failure. Now, today we are in a world that's obsessed with achievement, recognition, comparison. Now, is it really truly possible to live this teaching? And if yes, how?
See, the Bhagavad Gita is not just a religious book. It's a text of management principles, life guidance, holistic living. It gives all the different problems which the human mind faces or the human body faces, and the solutions that are needed to be done to come out of those problems. Similarly, success and failure is also very well explained in Bhagavad Gita. See, life is not about success and failure. That is what Sri Krishna is also telling to Arjun. He's telling that you have to do your duty and not think too much about what is the outcome. Now, in modern world, we have become so accustomed to results, outcomes, success, failures, that we are becoming enslaved by that. I would like to give an example, and a very
And we need instant gratification.
exactly, absolutely. But then what we need to also learn is that success is like a prasad. You have to take it, but failure is also a prasad. Failure is not bad.
Beautiful.
Failure will train you for many more successes in the future. And sometimes you have to fall to break the biggest leaps of faith, as we call it. It's not possible that you can only have a successful life all the time. You have to fall. You have to get some kind of misjudgment with people, some kind of bad experiences with people. That is going to make you aware of, okay, I am trying to live a conscious life, but there is going to be many things which is going to distract me. So how do I focus back into the conscious life? And this is why success and failure are parallel. You need to adopt both of them. Practicality is that the gratitude you get in success and the humility you should have in failure is what we need to start understanding and adopting. And focus is on karma, as in said in Bhagavad Gita. Don't focus on the results. Now, it is easier said than done, and I want to give a very practical example very quickly, that 20, 30 years ago, people came in this land in the UK, and the requirements were, I want to set up my life here. I want to first have a profession. Second, if I can build my house, amazing. If my children can go and study in one of the best schools, even amazing. And if I can have another second, third property, I have made it in life. That was the definition. Today, I can see all my acquaintances or people of similar in the same age bracket as me having 3 to 4 properties, already achieved great bank balances, very secure financially, very secure emotionally as well, having great life, but still not happy, because they're comparing themselves now to that entrepreneurship risk that's going on. They want to become 100 million company, 10 million company, have a startup of their own, or some kind of a successful business, because that's the definition now, that until you have a successful business, you have not made it in life. So the parameters are also constantly changing. Maybe 1,000 years ago, success was very different to what it is today, right? All we can do is do not go into that rat race. Try to find what is
Yeah,
making you happy.
success.
What is making you happy?
And like
I,
you're saying, success can be very subjective. Something that might make me very happy might not make you very happy. So, success is subjective. And like you're saying, we need to have that contentment and we need to see, okay, I've achieved this. Okay, I should go to the next step. I'm not saying that nobody should go to the next step, but we have to just keep on remembering that, not to be so put down by the results which we sometimes called failures, and those failures might not even be failures sometimes, but they are just failures in our own eyes because we are expecting the result to be there.
And one
So
very
I
important point to remember is do not compete. Compete with yourself. What is
correct.
that your inner calling is telling you? If you have made your goals clear and you know what you want to achieve in life, just focus on that. Everybody is having their own journey. Maybe they might have an amazing sprint for 100 meters, but the next 100 meters they might fall down. And you might have a very slow race and you might go 100 meters, 200, 400, and even 1000 meters. Nobody
and,
knows their destiny. So
and
don't compete.
everybody's starting points are also different, no?
Absolutely, absolutely. So competition and too much of comparison are the biggest problems that we have today. Everybody is constantly comparing. Why am I not at that place? What can I do to be at that place? And if they are reaching to that person's in that zone, they are trying to pull that person off. So it's all envy, ego, and all that stuff, which is destroying us completely. We need to just
Yeah,
find our niche, focus on it and deliver it, and
and do it.
everybody will be happy in their journey. Yeah.
Thank you. Let's digress from there a little bit. So today, the modern neuroscience actually it started talking about neuroplasticity,
Mhm.
the brain's ability to rewire itself. Because pehle we used to say that the brain can only develop in childhood, but
Mhm.
now the recent research is saying that the brain can actually keep on rewiring itself. Now, Sanatan Dharma also, I know, speaks of sanskaras, the impressions that are left by our thoughts and actions. Do you see that this as an ancient understanding of the same truth that our inner patterns shape who we become?
Absolutely. I believe the rishis were the scientists. So whatever they gave in their manuals, in the various samhitas that they have written, and some, you need to find time to read them, and you start to understand that all these modern scientific terms are just another extension of the original thought. So neuroplasticity, as you said, is what the rishis instituted, I believe, right? That we can reshape ourselves. And that's true. You can do mantra, you can do jap, you can do seva. All these create sanskaras, and then dharma is planted in us. So what you're doing, you're rewiring yourself, right? You're recapturing your thought. You're doing the same and doing the same thing again and again. What does it do? It again rewires the brain to to tell you that you are getting good gratification out of it, and then you start enjoying it. If you don't rewire the brain in that particular way, you will say, oh, I'm not getting the gratification. But eventually what is gratification is also so subjective that some people might find feeding 10 poor kids as their bliss, or even treating a stray dog on the street as their bliss. And some might not be even happy even if they are feeding 100 people. They might say, oh, I'm not doing enough, I want to feed 1,000 people and I'm not able to reach to 1,000 people. So it's all about the sanskaras, as I you rightly pointed out. And the rishis have always given us a manual that, keep working. Again, don't go back to that thought of, putting results, outcomes, and attaching them. As long as you are doing your mantra, long as you're doing your japa or your seva, the samskaras are being built. Your children are watching you. Don't forget that. Your children are watching you. And that is going to also create a better harmonious planet in future, because they will learn from you that my father was doing seva, my mother was doing japa, I need to do it. When I'm in trouble, I have to do this. This is the way I have trained myself. I will give you a very clear example. My grandfather was very spiritual, my dad was very spiritual. I saw them all my life, that any problem they had, they were resorting to these techniques and they were instantly coming out happy. So I took that as my own learning, and I started following the path.
Yeah, but sometimes we might not be able to emulate anybody on that. But if we learned something in the society, then there is never too late. It's never too late an age where we can start learning and we can start sowing the seeds at any point of time in our life. And that's, I think, also the neuroplasticity, because whenever we start learning something new, all these new neural connections start developing at that time as well. So I think there was also a time when people used to think that, oh, agar bachpan mein nahi kiya to ab kabhi nahi aayega. No, but anytime you can start, and it will start making those
I'll
connections. So
define
thank you
dharma.
for
Yeah, I'll define dharma in one line, and you'll get that simple logic. It's the art of planting the right impressions. Dharma is nothing else. It's the art of planting the right impressions. If you've done that in your children, or it's been done on you, you would be able to follow the right samskara, and they will get samskaras are always created, as you rightly pointed out, all your life, because we are constantly learning. The human brain never ceases. It's only sleeps for 2.5 hours in deep sleep in the night. Otherwise, it's constantly working, right?
So, Acharyaji, many young people today feel lost, unsure of their purpose or identity. So, how does your principle of Swadharma?
Very good question. A lot of people are looking for direction, and that is because Swadharma is like a natural rhythm. It's your authentic flow. It's not like a career label or something. It is all about what can I do to feel aligned. And it is very effortless. You don't need to do much also. And what am I doing that is useful to others? That's the question. It asks that what am I doing that is useful to others? And Swadharma teaches you not to live on
And
borrowed
to ourselves.
and to ourselves, absolutely. And Swadharma teaches you not to live on borrowed dreams. As I said earlier in the podcast, that people are trying to compare with others' lives, and they are borrowing their dreams. They are not actually their dreams. They are borrowing those dreams, and they are trying to make them part of their journey. And hence, it does not happen, it does not click, and the unhappiness settles in, anxiety settles in, depression settles in. But when we learn that we not to borrow and chase these borrowed dreams, then you start to go inward to discover what is one's unique role. Everybody has a unique role, that is for sure. It's whether it is small duties or whether you have to create awareness, will open your path of Swadharma. You need to find your identity by going inward only. Until you connect to your own self, until you give time and connect to your own mind and your own heart, how will you know what do you want to do? How will you know what is your purpose? Everybody's purpose in this life is to increase their consciousness and go on a higher state. That's why this theory of various births is there in Sanatan Dharma, that because we are constantly evolving in every life, we are changing our spiritual consciousness, we are going to the next level and continuing again from that journey. But sometimes what happens is that people lose their direction, people lose their identity. So again, what you need to do is come back to the basics. Start doing your meditation, start doing your daily breathfulness is also a very good exercise. If you don't want to do anything else, just slow breathing 3 to 4 times, by closing your eyes and observing your breath going through the various layers of your body, coming through this nostril, then again going back into the lungs, makes you realize it is such a simple, it looks like a simple process because we don't even observe our breath. But actually, it is a very long process. The breath is going from there to all the way from the throat to the lowest, most abdomen area. Then it is again coming out. The lungs are expanding. Then it is again coming out. And we do it so many times in every minute, but we don't even observe it. When you start doing these small, small things, you realize that you have to go inward. You focus. You need to focus your thoughts. You need to start calming down. And then, as we say, from the mist starts to clear and you start to see your path ahead.
Yeah, so the best way out is going in. That's what I'm learning from you.
Yes.
So yeah, that's right. Sometimes we just keep on ignoring. Breath is something so important. We are living. If we stop breathing today, that's the end of everything anyway.
Yeah.
So something so important we ignore. And you're right. Even if 4-5 times a day we take these deep breaths, take time to pause, to reconnect with ourselves, that it really resets our whole day. So thank you for sharing that. Now also know that nowadays with all this social media and the news and the breaking news, they are in our face all day.
Yeah.
Now not even the news is on our in our face all day. We are scrolling endlessly. There is so much content out there. You see everywhere there's social media, and
And
then no one.
all kinds of content. All
Yes.
kinds.
And every thought or every content that we see, it's actually leaving behind an impression. Now, what does that mean for the way we consume news, social media, entertainment every single day? Do you see digital detox as a kind of modern tapasya? I mean, I think we should fast on this digital stuff for one day. What
I
do
would
you?
I would say it's the start of your of your tapasya, because every scroll you're doing, it is installing an emotion in you. Either it is creating fear because you've seen something which is very dangerous, and you're fearing, oh, this is happening around me. What should I do? Or it is creating anger that a particular individual in communities have been targeted and all, and you're saying, what is this, why is this happening to my community? Or it is creating desire because you're seeing some very rich people on a yacht or something, enjoying life and like anything, and you are struggling here doing your 9 to 5 and thinking, why am I not able to live that life? So that desire is coming. So what is happening? The mind is again becoming very restless. It is becoming like a garden. You're constantly harvesting. The consumption isn't neutral, period. Anything you're saying, it's not neutral. It's creating some kind of an impression on your mind, and that is creating what? Your character silently. Either it will make you very ambitious, or it will make you very fearing kind of a person, or it will make you very aggressive also. And that is the reason so much of aggression is now coming in people. You can see the road rage levels are going to next level, and this has started to happen in the western societies, which were known to be right,
Calm.
very polite, very calm. People never used to honk, but now you go on the M25, people have started honking like crazy. If a person makes a small mistake, they will honk like that. You know that you might get shivers in your body and might actually make an incident or accident, something like that. So it's just restlessness, nothing else. Everybody's getting more and more restless because the mind is constantly consuming. Discipline in the digital age is like a spiritual hygiene, I call it. You have to know what to do to uplift yourself, and you need to know what to avoid, which is polluting you. And that again can happen through this inward journey that starts to give you, okay, I'm scrolling, fine, but I will, the moment I see something, I know I don't want to see it. Mind will automatically skip it. And you have seen that each of these digital companies are also very clever. Whatever you are saying in your houses through these devices, Alexa and all, is constantly showing. So your feed also becomes what you are speaking, what you are saying. That's your feed. So if you're constantly in that fear zone, you will start seeing things related to it. If you're in that desire zone, you will start seeing more luxury items. So we need to be very careful now that, and this is going to increase more and more with AI and so many other things that are coming, that our mind will be constantly bombarded with all kind of impressions. We need to know what to take, as I said, as our spiritual ahar. What is uplifting for us, take it. What is polluting you, ignore it. And this ahar shouldn't be treated as food. This is like impressions, so we have to guard it. We have to find a way to guard it, and that can only happen when you do these small things which I explained.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, because we are inundated with all these things all over the place. And people of every age, they are just so addicted to it.
Absolutely.
We are in a time where, with all these digital stuff and, everything, we are the most connected generation of this world, yet the most disconnected, I think. We are so busy in our own little gadgets. We have no time for the person next to us as well. And most importantly, we don't even have time for ourselves, or even our self care is suffering because of that.
Sure.
So, yeah. And also, Acharyaji, I know we have grown up listening to all these tales and stories about how these rishis used to live in the pahads and mountains and forests. So they lived very close to nature. Now, do you think this disconnection from nature today, which we actually, I don't remember personally also myself, I have gone to any woods or anything in the recent last 2 weeks. So do you think this disconnection from nature today is silently fueling the mental health crisis.
It is. It is absolutely. And if you see, what are we doing? We are in a vicious cycle. We are trying to earn more money. And then what we are trying to do? We are going towards the nature. People are looking for vacations to go towards the ocean or the seas or the mountains or the green areas. Have you seen anybody trying to come to a city to do a holiday? People go towards nature to do a holiday, right? So we are stuck in this vicious cycle that we are trying to make more money by putting more stress to eventually enjoy nature, right? Our detoxification happens through nature only. So why not start understanding that this living in nature was the essence of a calm life? And unfortunately it is not possible for everybody in this in today's world, but we should try and aim for it, that if you can be near nature and if you can find a way to be find work around it, I think that is where you will start to feel the bliss of this, because our body and mind is created for relaxation also. It is ready to absorb knowledge, process knowledge, interpret it, and create things out of it. But at the same time, the mind is also created for relaxation, because it's like a machine, right? It's constantly working. It needs to be relaxed. So the relaxation happens when we are clear near the nature. And the rishis knew that. And that's why they used to go regularly in this, kind of what we call digital retreats and all today, right? All these spiritual retreats and all. They were doing that constantly. They were always, they used to live sometimes with their families, then again go for 2 months in their sadhana into a cave, into near a mountain or near an ocean, and sit and relax there and just detoxify themselves. So this disconnection which has happened is the biggest cause of our mental health struggles. You must have seen that moment you go near nature, you start to get calm, you start to get happy. Why is that happening? Because it's designed for that, right? The moment you put your legs into cold water, it is going to clear your chakras and nadis. You don't need any doctor or any medicine to clear your system also. Even just putting your legs into fresh cold water, flowing water, streams of water will clear your system. Similarly, going and walking in barefoot on grass, we all know the benefits. If you do that in a forest, again, all clearing happening, all the stress, all the negativity, all the antioxidants that are constantly growing inside you and creating this stress coming out of the body.
Wow, that's beautiful. And we are now into Navratris, and I was just thinking from a few days that um, today we are talking about all these wellness retreats and all these fancy names and spas and all. But India started this 5,000 years ago. What is Navratri? They are actually a detox. This
Absolutely.
is wellness retreat started by our rishis 5,000 years ago. This started in India, because I see fasting as a detox. When
Absolutely.
they say, okay, you stay away from these foods, is your body's detox. When we are all dressed up to go out and everything, that's something that makes us feel good. And all the garba and the dancing, that was maybe a way of communities coming together and the connection, and that would have been helping in their mental wellness completely, and they did it twice a year. So isn't that something that's so closely related to all these wellness retreats that are happening in today's world, which we actually grew up with?
Absolutely. And you've raised a very important point, which I have explained recently in my videos as well on Navratri. That Navratri is not about just the dancing aspects or the dressing up aspects. I mean, it is, as you rightly pointed out, one of the ways our rishis or the scientists thought of bringing the communities together. But let's understand it from the scientific view, what it is. The sun and the energy has just recently changed, as you can feel, right? The season has changed. Now imagine 5,000 years ago, or some even 10,000 years ago, the history again is very still being discovered. I say so. Ramayana is 13,000 years BC. Mahabharat war happened around 5,500 BC, as per some calculations that have come from many researchers. But the main point is that the seasons also have shifted, right? So it is not exactly falling where you probably feel that the season has changed, it's slightly off, and that can happen. But if you look on a broader level, the sun's energy has changed in across the world. So what has happened is that we are now going into a mode that we will have to eat less and consume more, conserve it more, because our body will need more heat to fight the cold. Navratri was a way to fight that transition, so that suddenly when this shift happens, our body does not go into illness. Now the way to do that is, don't take any food which is going to cause issues. So fasting, digital, as you so detoxification, as we call it today. Fasting is just detoxification. You're not putting anything. The system is again reflushing itself, and it is getting prepared. And what are the ways to do that? When you're fasting, you will start feeling weak. So we have to energize it. What is the way? More puja, more sadhana, connecting it to the events that happened in Sanatan history. Some demons like Mahishasur, Madhu Kaitav, all that events that happened with Durga Mata happened around this period. So they were connected. Each day was given to a particular Devi. But eventually what we are doing is, again, in the evening we are going and celebrating. In the daytime and in the morning time, we should be meditating and doing our sadhana. So it's all about, it's a principle, it's a set of principles and guided principles to help you do this transition smoothly, so that the body is prepared for the harsher months, I would say so, of winters and other things. And similarly, when the winters finish, when the summer is about to come, another set of Navratri comes, again connected to other events of Sanatan history, and again beautifully clubbed together to make sure that transition is very smooth. I can tell you one more thing, very which is, our body is also an instrument. If you know how to absorb this cosmic energy or perceive it, you will feel, and because I do this sadhana and I know people who do this sadhana feel this, in Navratri you feel special vibrations and special energy. Why? Because the cosmos has changed. Now, for you, it might be another or normal day, but the cosmos and the energy of the cosmos has changed. You need to prepare your instrument, your body, to perceive it. If you prepared it, you will be able to perceive it. You will be able to enjoy the benefit and the bliss of it. If you have not done it, then you will feel like another day, and you will feel like, okay, I'll go and just enjoy. For me, it's nothing else.
So it's like, in layman's terms, when our instruments go out of tune, we just need to retune them.
Yeah,
so this is basically retuning.
This is retuning.
Absolutely. Of our body.
Yes, yes, yes.
And also, as you were saying, we need to do sadhana. We need to do all these things. Again, I will say that these things that started thousands of years ago are actually mindfulness that did not have a name that time.
We called it Dhyan.
Focus, you connecting to yourself and mindfully doing everything. That's mindfulness, no?
And the Hindi word for it is dhyan. Maybe some Westerners felt we should create a new word. They created mindfulness, but it is nothing else.
Which is the buzzword today. Which is a buzzword today.
Yes.
Thank you. Now, I know we have grown up hearing from our parents, from our grandparents, that Bhagavad Gita is actually Krishna's eternal voice, which is timeless across the ages. I mean, whatever people thought when they were reading Bhagavad Gita years ago, they felt connected. Today also, if people read Bhagavad Gita, they feel their questions are being answered. It's so relevant even for today's day. So that's why I call it the eternal voice.
Absolutely.
But I want to ask you, if Lord Krishna was living amongst us today, do you think people would recognize him? And what message do you think he would give to young people struggling with stress and anxiety?
See, Bhagwan Krishna, even when he came, during the time of Mahabharata, he was only recognized when he did his miracles, like dancing on the Kalia Nag and so many other, killing a big king and a demon like Kansa, at a very young age. So sometimes, divine has to do some miracles so that people start to understand they are living in their, presence or something. But I think in today's time, and this is probably a hypothetical assumption, I would say so, I personally would feel that he would not do such miracles. He would like to observe the human he has from the Dwapar age to the Kali Yuga, that what degradation has happened in him. And then probably later on he will reveal his true identity. But at the same time, the messaging would be the same. And on that I'm very confident he would say, do your karma, don't fear the outcome. That is what he said to Arjuna, right? So he will still continue on that do your karma, don't fear the outcome. And the life is not a race. It is a journey. Don't make your life a race. Make it a journey. Enjoy every moment, whatever is coming. That is your journey. Whether you are able to enjoy that and learn something from it, even if it is not what you have desired, that is going to take you to the next step and make you more and more peaceful, happy, harmonious, prosperous, whatever you wish to call it. Any other action will take you towards anger, distrust, more frustration, anxiety. And this is what we have forgotten. I think Sri Krishna will make us remind that please, 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 the pressure will dissolve when we shift from proving to others to growing within. You don't need to prove anything to anybody. You have to grow within. Now, it's not easy because the world is constantly judging you, constantly putting pressures on you. There are social milestones, there are family milestones, there is external pressure, there is so many things. But again, what I would say is that 5 minutes of your inner silence will every day in the morning will reset this mind, bring you back to what is the purpose, and then you don't get distracted. I've seen this in my 10 years of, and I would say honestly, I have become more spiritual in the last 10 years only. I was also very, very ambitiously running in the rat race. But then I realized I'm not getting the satisfaction or the gratification that I wanted after achieving those things in the rat race. So, what am I missing? I was missing my inner journey. When I came in my inner journey, it all started to fall in place. Life started to look like a journey, not a race.
Wow, beautifully said. And like we all and we like we just discussed before, the best way to go out, get out from all these issues is to go inside. And from what I'm listening to is also our outer world is like a mirror. Sometimes we look at a mirror and we keep cleaning the mirror, thinking our face is blurred and this is that, and thinking that there's something wrong with us.
Absolutely right.
We just keep cleaning the mirror, thinking that something is wrong outside, but actually that's unclean. So we have to begin this cleansing from within, is what I'm gathering from you.
Absolutely.
If I'm right in understanding.
That is the essence. And
this cleansing work has to begin within.
Because the mind or the world will constantly test you. It will create a situation where something will happen which you don't like, right? Something will happen. And that will again, what will it bring? Envy, fear, anger. Why did it happen with me? Who is this person? How did he speak to me like that, right? If you start ignoring these small things, and I know it's not easy. Believe me, it's not easy.
Not easy, believe me.
You have to train yourself. It takes a lot of effort and sadhana to train this mind not to get distracted from the goal of spiritual wellness and evolution, as I call the spiritual ascent. It takes a lot of effort and time. But once you've done that, it's like anybody can do as many of pinching of needles in your body, but your body is trained, it will not feel it. Otherwise, a small pinch will feel like, ooh, what happened to me, right? And the world is constantly testing you and pinching you. And that happens for most people. Nobody is walking on a bed of roses. Very few people see others life and compare and say, oh, what amazing life they have, so much money and all. Have you seen their challenges? Maybe they don't even have a child, they are struggling with a child. Maybe they have a child who doesn't speak, or maybe they have a child who doesn't even listen to them. Do you know about what personal problems they are having?
And there could be so many other, I mean, there's so many celebrities who, on the face of it, have everything, but they are suffering. They've got cancer or they've got other things. They're even dying by suicide, so many of the celebrities. And you would think that these are the things I'm aspiring to have. I'm running in a rat race to have the things that those people had, and they still decided to take their life because those things didn't mean anything to them.
I saw an interview of Mr. Ambani. I'm sorry, I'm taking personal names here, but just to motivate people. And he was crying in that video that despite having all the money of the world, all the best doctors, everything, I still could not do the best I could for my son. Although he's surviving, we all know the story. And he's an amazing guy who does a lot of work for animals and everything. We all know that. But still, he is suffering with some physical diseases and other problems. And even he could not, despite having all the wealth in the world and everything possible to access, could not sort it. So don't compare. Your life is your life, your journey is your journey. What you have received in your parents, in your surroundings, just make it beautiful, just make it more compassionate, more loving, and you will start seeing the world will also you will start attracting that energy from the world. If कहते हैं ना, आप भले तो सब भला, जग भला. If you start becoming a person inside who's happy, who's harmonious, the face will start to glow, your light will start to shine. And that is what is not easy to do, but constant practice, constant effort, and daily sadhana teaches you to stay in that state.
Absolutely. Now I know you've given us lot of messages, but I know that people who are actually going through mental health struggles, they don't ask for support, they don't come out, and they're silently suffering with their mental health, to the point that some of them eventually decide to take their own life, the life that wasn't designed to end. The life was designed to live. So I want to ask you, finally, for those silently suffering with their mental health, what message of hope would you like to leave them with?
That you are not broken. You are simply carrying impressions that can be cleansed. And darkness is never permanent. The sun is always rising in the morning. Treat a bad phase as a darkness phase. Wait for the good sun to rise. Seek help. Go in satsangs, will help. Collectivity is magic. Collectivity of the right kind, the spiritual kind, the dharmic kind is magic. It will heal you instantly because the vibrations of hundreds of people will change your energy. So going in good collectivity, satsang as we call it, satsang. We are sang, but we are doing satkarm together, right? So satsang is the way where you can go again into that mindset that my life is not that bad. I might be having a bad phase, or I might be having some personal, financial, whatever problems, but I can come out of it. Because there are people who are, when you meet such people, you get inspired. Also, don't find your happiness always in friends only. Okay? Don't do that. Try to find some silence also. The world is there for you to go and enjoy, but at the same time, the world is also within. Yathe pende tathe brahmande. What is happening in the universe is also inside you. So try to absorb that energy from the cosmos and again go inside and heal yourself. And one final thing, you are the Atman. You are not touched by the sorrow of this world. You are beyond that. You are Atman. You will again go into another life with the same, Atman moving into another body. What will remain is your spiritual well-being. What you have achieved in this life will carry on. So make best use of this life. Do not get into jealousy, envy, problems. If somebody is attacking you constantly, become silent. keep them attacking you. Nothing will happen to you. They will eventually give up, and your own presence will starts to shine. Similarly, and I'm saying this attacking in the sense of that life is attacking you. Sometimes people feel that, oh, everything is against me. Don't go into that mindset. The creator who created you is not against you. He has
Yes.
given you the path to become the child he wanted you to become. Just keep faith, whatever faith you have, on whatever goddesses you have, and just keep on doing your journey and your best, karmas, and start being more compassionate towards people. The more compassion you bring, anybody who is suffering is the one who is going to trouble you. If they are not suffering, why will they trouble you? I always take this example in your mind. The other person has some issues. I will let go of it. Just forgive it, and I will move on. I will live my life more peacefully.
So, like you're saying, silence is not emptiness, it's actually fullness.
Yes,
So,
absolutely,
and
absolutely,
also, like, from the modern day, that I, when you say that go to satsang, for me going to satsang is also connecting with other people, because when people are struggling mentally in their own little shells inside their house, they're not talking to anybody, they're not asking for support, they're not meeting everybody. So satsang is also a way to go and connect with the community you feel you belong to. And also, apart from that, I think they're getting some professional help also, which you might get people within that community or outside. I think when you connect with people, even that, there's nothing wrong in seeking for that support. And
absolutely.
there is light, like you said, there is light at the other end of the tunnel. And just to give a little brief about myself, I started this journey about 3.5 years ago, because I am that light at the other end of the tunnel that when I was going through whatever I was going through, I never thought there would be. And this is why I started this journey, because I want people to see me. If I can do it, they can do it too. Because when I was really in a dark place, I never thought there is anything out of this mess today. But I did come out, and many of you can also come out. Its only thing is we connect to the right people, we get guidance from the right people, and and life goes on.
Absolutely.
So
And
thank you, Charaji, so much for sharing so much of your wisdom with us today. Now, Sanatan Dharma again reminds us that mental wellness is not just about managing stress, which is, I'm just going to reiterate what you have said. So, mental wellness is not just about managing stress, but also about living in balance with our thoughts, our actions, and with the world around us. It teaches us that a calm mind is like a still lake where truth can shine without distortion. And perhaps it's the greatest gift. Peace is not somewhere far away, it lives right within us, waiting to be uncovered. Now, on behalf of everyone watching, I offer my gratitude and a big namaste and a thank you to spare your time and to guide us and show us the light that is forward. Thank you.
thank you so much, Nilamji, and it was a pleasure. And I love to work with people who are, facing such issues. I myself a life coach. Most of the services I want to say are free of cost from my side. I do it as a seva. This is my seva for the community. And what I have observed is that the people are there who are trying to help. You just have to seek, you just have to find them. It's up to you. You want to spend a lot of time on therapies, or you want to go into the basics of life, adopt these simple principles, and do it. And just to let the viewers know, I am also a very I've studied, I've done a master's, I'm an MBA, I've done engineering, and after doing all these and living a very highly professional, successful life, and still I'm in professions and other things, I'm doing this as well because I have understood this wisdom. I have tried to find the balance between the modern life and the spiritual ancient wisdom, and that is what has given this all this knowledge which I am able to share. So very privileged and very grateful that you invited me to share some thoughts. I hope the viewers found it useful. Dhanyawad.
Thank you for also telling us that mental wellness does not begin outside, it begins within us in the calmness of our own mind. So thank you so much.
Hari Om Tat Sat.